Hey Flosstube. One of the most annoying things about doing Flosstube videos is you basically need a ring light to be able to, or some kind of daylight lamp, to be able to show things and get accurate color. But when you're a glasses wearer, you get this. So I try to position myself in ways where that's not as annoying, but Emily needs her glasses. So that's where we are. Speaking of glasses, I am continuing to partner with Zinff Optical, and one of the reasons that I'm continuing to partner with them is they're super nice. And these are legit my favorite glasses now. I have probably about 6 pairs in my prescription from Zenni, and I wear these every day. I don't think I've worn another pair of glasses for like 2 or 3 months. And that says something. They're very comfortable. I adjust these more out of habit than necessity. And they have the blue block, which when I'm staring at a computer all day for work, or staring at my phone all the rest of the time, like all of us do, scrolling through Instagram or Facebook or Reels or stuff like that. I mean, it's super helpful, and I feel like I'm protecting my eyes some. So, like I said, I'm continuing to partner with them. So if you want to check out their glasses and you want to use my discount code, please do. I will put it here, and I will link all of their good stuff down below. All their links, all their information, all of that. So please check them out. I recommend them 100%. Their selection is not as great as some places, but the quality's there. Let's see. Another thing I want to talk about before I get started really well is Duck Derby. I have a couple of holdovers from last year, things that came in late, etc. A few people that told me they're sending me things as giveaway items. But now's the time to start getting those items together and get them sent in. The Duck Derby this year is going to be the Saturday of Mother's Day weekend here in the US. And it's going to be the final Duck Derby. I have mixed feelings about it. I know all good things must end, but they have announced this will be our last Duck Derby. So if you've ever wanted to participate before, if you've ever wanted to donate something, now's your time. Let's see. If you want to donate something, you can send it now, or as long as I have it by, I would say, the end of April. And I think I'm going to get more firm with that this year, because I pushed out, okay, yeah, you can still send it, you can still send it. And that pushed out me like combining things into lots and taking pictures last year, because I was just trying to be so like accepting and inclusive, and it stressed me out just a little bit, and I was taking a lot of photos and getting things ready last minute, and Emily was kind of like rocking back and forth in the corner and like chewing on the ends of my own hair, and it just was not a good situation. So I'm gonna set a firm, I need to receive it by the end of April, which if you wanted to make something, that gives you a good 3 months. That should be plenty of time. That's a quarter of a year. So I'm putting this announcement out there. It's time to start like getting together Duck Derby donations. And if you're a newer viewer and you're like, what the heck is Duck Derby? I work for a nonprofit called Advocates for Children. And at this point, we don't just serve the Bartow County, Georgia area. We serve more of the Northwest Georgia area, and we have expanded, and we provide services to multiple counties, whether it be the program that I work for, which is CASA of Northwest Georgia. We advocate for children in the foster care system, which is something that's near and dear to my heart. We train volunteers and match them up with cases and make sure that that child has an advocate until they have whatever their happy ending looks like. We also do things like we have a children's shelter, we have parenting programs, we have a children's advocacy center where children can come and be interviewed when they have been abused in ways where it's really less traumatic for them to only have to tell their story one time and for it to be filmed for court proceedings and things like that. We have numerous programs, prevention programs. It's a wonderful thing. I really believe in the company that I work for, in the nonprofit. And as of this April, I will have worked for them for 10 years. So I believe in them. With that said, I moved into the role of program manager for our CASA program like mid-year last year. So I'm really enjoying the role. I am enjoying having a little bit more say-so in things. I wasn't sure that I would. I'm enjoying being more of a leader with the people under me. I am still maintaining a pretty decent caseload on top of managing the program, so I'm not losing my roots and stopping working with volunteers and children, but it's a little bit of an upward movement, and it's a lot more work and a lot more stressful. So if you see less progress on pieces, or you're used to me posting absolutely every night stitching progress on Instagram and that hasn't been happening lately, that's probably why. But I wouldn't give it up for the world. We do really good work. So reach out to me if you have donations. You can mail those here to my house. This room is my home office and my stitching room. And in the very coming weeks, one reason that I'm filming this video today is I can get some of this stuff put away and organized. And I'm going to set up kind of a Duck Derby station where all of the donations are going into a basket to the side. At one point that was going to be, I think last year, that was going to be over here, but now my prime south window has been overtaken by plants. So I'm going to have to figure that one out. But I mean, it's a south window. It's got to go to plants. Okay, so let's get started. What we're going to do today is I'm going to show you a very small amount of purchases. I'm going to show you a very small amount of progress. And I'm going to go through every single WIP that I own that you haven't seen recently. Any WIP that is outstanding that wasn't one of my 40 WIPs that were before then. You should see the pile on the floor. It's tremendous. So, okay, purchases first. And this has to do with things that I am planning on starting. I went and bought some DMC because this year a dear friend of mine gifted me this chart because she finished it. Thank you, dear. So I was just asking about it, like if people knew the quality of the chart, and she was like, I finished mine, you could totally have it. Yes, please. So I went and bought as much of the DMC as my local Michael's had because I had some rewards money, so these were basically free. And this is going to get started sometime in 2023. So that's that. It's going to go over here. I'm going to get that all done up in a project bag and just have it ready and waiting. This one is most of the DMC for Martha Evans. You know, this is the style that everybody has been starting for Brenda Sampler Stitcher, and it's, gosh, it's so pretty. But I got the threads, and it's a little bit more vivid than it shows on here. I'm cool with that. You guys know 2022 was kind of my year of funky colors, so I'm down with some funky colors. So let's slide these in here. I had purchased on a whim a piece of fabric, a fat quarter of a piece of fabric that I decided is really what I wanted for this. And this is 36 count Seraphim Dusty Road. I really love it. Let's go back. See, it's very similar to what's called for, a little different. So I scoured the internet until I found a shop that had a fat half of Dusty Road in stock. And I purchased it. Now it says it's in stock. I purchased it January 11th or something. It still isn't shipped. I'm a little peeved. I'm a little peeved it hasn't shipped. I waited about 10 days and reached out to the shop and I said, hey, I just wanted to check on the status of the shipment of my order. And they were like, yeah, we're working through oldest orders first and yours should go out this week. It still hasn't shipped. So I ordered that from JT's Stitching Shop. I guess it's a shop in New York. I had absolutely never heard of it. So if you've ever heard of it and that's something like that's normal for them, or if this is a fluke, I mean, comment down below because I'm going to keep waiting. But I would really like to start this. I mean, like I don't have anything to stitch, but you know, they don't know that. And I don't know, that feels like a really long time to wait for something to ship. Anyway. Okay, so in December and early January, I worked on Hibernation Day by Heartstring Samplery. This is on a piece of material that I had received that was mislabeled. I thought I was starting this on a 36 count piece of linen when I started it a couple of years ago, but it is in fact a piece of 32. But I loved the color, so I'm just going with it. I'm pretty close, but this is definitely something that I enjoy stitching in like December and January and around the holidays. So it's probably going to get put away for a while and not pulled back out again, but I do really love it. It's very pretty. Changes that I made include I turned snowflake into the combined compound word that I'm used to it being, and I filled in the front of this house with maple syrup by Gast, and that's really the only changes that I made. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. Part of me feels like I should get some more work done on it and get it finished up so I can get it framed, and maybe it can be a part of my winter decor next winter. We'll see. I'm just going to slowly move the mound that's over here to over here. And if there's something that I just do not see myself working on anytime soon, if ever again, I think I'm going to put some in a tote under my bed for a while. We're going to call it like a timeout tote where they can sit to see if I miss them and regret it before I do something more final. I don't know. I really have a hard time letting go of pieces. Even if I'm like, I don't even like that anymore. I have a hard time letting go of it. I don't know. Give me your wisdom on that. I know some people are like Marie Kondo minimalists. Do we think Emily is a minimalist? I mean, it's the absolute opposite of my personality. So, like, I have no idea or no issue holding on to things. Now, I can clean stuff out. I can clean shit out with the best of them is what I want to say. But when it comes to things like this, I have no problem keeping it until I maybe change my mind one day. But if something's junky and old or an old piece of clothing, I mean, out the door it goes. But this is, I don't know. WIPs are different. What I've been working on recently, and I really just got into a big kick on, and then I wanted to switch to a sampler, and maybe a sampler I haven't touched in a while. But in a way, I knew I was about to do this like every single WIP video, and I was afraid, I don't know what I was afraid of, but I just got hung up on this one and worked on it and worked on it and worked on it. It says Tombstone Spots by the Primitive Needle. Doing this on a piece of Fiber on a Whim Affogato, and I've gotten a lot done. Like, that's the top all the way down to the bottom on the left hand side. I could see me finishing this one this year. It really wouldn't take long. It's not a huge piece. And on top of not being a huge piece, the motifs are spread out a little. So there's that. This isn't impossible to get piece if you fall in love with it. It is out of print. I already have somebody who wants mine once I am done with it, which I will pass on to. So it will not be available. Apologies now. Okay. There are some pieces in here that I'm still in love with. There are some pieces in the stack that I'm like, I mean, I guess I would like to finish that. I don't know. This one is in the, I guess I would like to finish that. I do like Pretty Ladies. And sometimes I love stitching on a Pretty Lady. This is Lavender and Lace, Nantucket Rose. And I am doing her on a very moody piece of linen. And I have barely gotten anything done. But I do love how it looks on this linen. And I think she's going to be really pretty. I'm not ready to get rid of her. I think I will want to work on this again. Maybe one day I won't be in a sampler mood. I'll be in a Pretty Lady mood, and she will be here waiting. So over there she goes. And then you find ones that you honestly forgot were in your WIP pile. Whew, gracious. I think I could let go with this one. I would probably restart it. This is Lottie Dawes 9 Blackbirds, which I love. I love the huge house. I do not love the pink toned Wexford that I started it on. I do not. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to unkit this one right now. Put the chart over there. Put that over there. And I will just cut this off of this Wexford linen and maybe re-dye it. Maybe I'll re-dye this. Or maybe it'll go into a Duck Derby giveaway. That was easy. No emotions about that one at all. This one. This one. These are some old WIPs, guys. This is Joan Elliott's Earth Goddess. I mean, she's really pretty, and she's totally like my jam with all the earthy stuff. And I have a decent amount done. And of course, this is on a piece of murky because I love my girls on murky. And look at, like, I've got a lot done on that skirt. I should work on this some more. That's pretty. I mean, that's the kind of thing I would totally hang up in here. It's got that hippy dippy high color vibe. I need to work on this again. If you want to fall back in love with some of your WIPs, maybe just pull them all out and touch them again. I should just frame this one as is. This is Halloween at Hawkrun Hollow. And I think or maybe I should finish up. Yeah, I should finish up the center motif and just frame this one as is, because I don't think I'm ever going to finish the whole thing. Let's pull this out and show it. Maybe I'll just do it block by block here and there. Because I don't love all of the blocks. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. There's some of these I just don't love. And this will be done soon and can just be like that. So it needs some work, but I'm not gonna finish it. What are you? I think this went out of print, maybe back in print. I'm not sure. This is Maria Selby Humphrey by Blackbird Designs. This is on a piece of Legacy by Picture This Plus. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. One that I would like to see some more work on. It's also good just to get these out every now and then and like fold them differently. Maybe that's just me. Still love this one. So I worked on this one with a stitching friend for a long time as a Sal, and neither one of us have called out to the other one to work on it in quite some time, and I just am not feeling it. This is, hold please, Lavender and Lace Angelica. I don't know when I'm going to work on this again, and I have a lot done on this one. This is on a piece of, what are you? It's a card from Sarah that I'm doing this with. I don't know. I don't remember what the fabric is. I'm sure I have it written down somewhere, but I just have not felt this in a really long time. Don't know that I'm ready to part with it. So it'll just go back in the bag. Maybe stick it over here for think about it pile. Sorry, Sarah. Maybe you feel the same way about yours because you haven't yelled out to me in a while. This one is a stitch along that I really would like to get back to. This is Sampler Sisters. It's another primitive needle piece. I have my sticker on here. This is a piece of Parisian Gray by Silkweaver. I really thought I had more done on that. There's the front. Yeah, I really thought I had more done. Alas, I do not. It's really pretty threads. I think I pulled all of these threads and decided on them different from what it's called for. Your back starts to very quickly hurt on this futon, like when you're sitting on the edge and leaning forward. I am not in love with this one anymore. This is definitely going in the this needs to be thought about stack. It's an old sampler that I don't love the style of it anymore. So it's going in the, well, I just let a thread hang on this one. Did I really start that low down? was I thinking? Why did I do that? It is pretty. It is pretty. Could use some love. Okay, maybe it won't go under the bed. Sometimes the way things looked in your head, it looks differently when you actually pull it out and look at it again. This is another one that I've already in my head kind of pre-decided. I'm not sure I want to continue. But there was a period of time where I started a good number of long dogs. And I've since kind of decided I'm not sure I love them. And this was a, hey, everybody's starting this, you should start it too. This is hoity-toity. Well, I don't think I love it. And that's a lot of stitching for something I'm not sure I love. But I had changed up some colors. I decided to try Flossway bags, which I think affected it because I kind of hate them. I don't know. I don't know. It's really pretty. I don't know. Flossway bags, man. Remember that? I mean, some of you are probably like, what's a Flossway bag? There was a period of time a couple of years ago where they were kind of the shit. And everybody was using Flossway bags. And not a huge fan. It just feels chaotic. I don't know where you go. I'm just making a huge mess, by the way. There's just complete chaos. Oh. This one I haven't pulled out in a while, but I do really like it. I think this would look good in my dining room if I finish it. This is Riley Harbor by Kathy Barrick. And I have finished like 4 little houses. I would like to work on this again. For sure. And maybe the ones where I'm like, I would like to get some progress on that yesterday. Maybe I put them like here. This is Saltbox Neighborhood, which I should just finish. I should just finish this. I say like I have tons done, but it's a tiny little piece that me and Dana and Megan started together. It was out of a book that we all have by Cherry Hill Stitchery. Oh, no, it's in a book, but you can also get it. You can download it from Cherry Hill Stitchery. And I was doing it, trying to make it a little Emily and Moody. So I was doing it on this dark piece of Wexford. I just need to finish this. That's not a lot of stitching. So that is going over here where I just pull it out when we can finish that. I just need to sit down and do it. Because I still like it. Witches of Salem. Oh, yes. Jessie Marie and I were both doing this one, and I think Jessie maybe finished hers. I think Kelly and I were selling this together. And I'm doing it on this really unusual piece of fabric. It is Sagebrush by Under the Sea Fabrics. This is it. And I have a good bit done on this. Yeah, I really like this one. And I know where I would want to hang it. Like, you know when you start a piece and you're like, well, I know where that's going. I actually already have a Witches of Salem print with all of the names on it that Jim and I bought, and we had it professionally framed after we came back from a trip to Salem, and it's hanging going up the stairs to our second floor, and I would hang it with it. Not necessarily over there in the immediate, but it's not going anywhere. Oh man, this one needs some love and a better bag. Not that I'm talking shit on this cheap Target bag that I bought, but I am talking shit on it a little. This is Picture This Plus Ren. And this is Crown and Thistle Quaker Seasons of Friendship. And it's huge. I have done nothing. I have done nothing. I started it on Ren, and I was going to do it completely in Classic Colorworks Sticks and Twigs. And I still love the idea of this being done and being huge and beautiful. That it needs a prettier bag. I need to find a nice bag, like made of like browns and earthy tones, that will give this one a nice, because that's going to be a long time, and it's like sticking out the top of this one. It needs a better home. We're going to go there. This one isn't even in a bag. I should change that. I think I have a couple over there. This is Jane Plenderleith, 1838. It was a club piece from Country Sampler. I think it has since been released, but I started it after receiving it as a club piece. And I started it in the center because I was scared of this piece of linen that was, cut to size already. I usually start mine on a piece that I know is definitely bigger than needed. I need to get this one in a project bag as well. So we're going to put it right there. This is, oh, this one needs some love this year. This is a Peacock, a Unicorn, and Badger by the Scarlet Letter. This is a phenomenal chart. If you look at the chart online and you're like, no way I'm paying that much for a chart, pay that much for the chart. It is a booklet and it's full color, and you're gonna have it for a long time working on this, so it may as well be good quality. This is where I am. And I'm stitching this on just a plain piece of Zweigart because it doesn't need to be pretty, because it's full coverage. So just buy yourself, if you want to do this, a really big plain piece of Zweigart in the count that you prefer, and go to town. And there's nothing like stitching on a plain piece of undyed Zweigart. It's like butter. It's like stitching on butter. And I'm just doing it in plain DMC. Good old DMC. Which is also like just happiness stitching. Go over there. I love this bag. I bought this one from So Much to Love, and I have loved Charles Wysocki for so many years. Like, I was a little kid loving on some Charles Wysocki. This is, I just have it marked Christmas, and I think I have a couple of Christmas pieces in here. Yeah, some of these aren't even started, I know that, but this one is. Bright Be Thy Christmas Tide. This is in a Christmas book. Which, did I make copies? Nope. So somewhere is the book that this is in. Who knows? We're gonna put this one right down here. Do some exploration on that. Quaker Christmas. There was a couple of years where I pulled this one out every single Christmas holiday and worked on it. I did not this year. I think it was the first year in a minute. This is by Bygone Stitches. I believe I'm doing this on a piece of Picture This Plus Oaken, and I had bought like a whole hank of silk when I was trying to decide if I liked silk and started this. The answer is no. I don't really like working with silk, but I do want to finish this piece. And I will probably mount it much the way I have a couple of Christmas pieces myself, where it is not under glass and just kind of crudely done, but in a beautiful way. I mean, you gotta admit though, that silk has some beautiful coloration to it. I will pull this one out next Christmas. I'm in no rush to get it done. It honestly is the joy of Christmas stitching for me. Oh, it's killing my back. And we're maybe a quarter of the way through. Okay. I started this one in 2020 because I love it, and I really need to do some more work on it. I'm trying to remember if I changed the colors. I think I was adjusting the colors. This is Carriage House Samplings Hopeful. This one needs some love, for sure. I was still figuring out how I wanted to keep threads at this point. And this looks like maybe a piece of silk weaver. I got like nothing done. But it's pretty. It is pretty. I'm not giving up on that one, guys. Mary Griffiths. She's so pretty. This is the one we were doing for Ellen's birthday, and I need to pull it out and work on it again because she's so cool and wacky, just like our dear Ellen. And I had a good bit done on this. Look at me forgetting how much I had done. Very pretty. Now that bird was hard. Looking back on it, like it's kind of confetti and crazy, and I want to say it was right at a like a page break. This one needs some love. Ellen Norris. I think I started this one as a start along. trying to find the cover sheet. Ah, there it is. It's a really cool chart. I like it mainly for the tree in the house, which I haven't gotten anywhere near yet. So, like, I barely got a start on it. I just wanted to start with everybody. This feels like a piece of Pictures Plus. Feels like a piece of Velt. Nope. It says it's coloring cotton aged paper. This does not look or feel like coloring cotton. Actually, it's been a while since I've touched some coloring cotton. So I could be very wrong about that. Disregard everything I'm saying. It's pretty. I'm gonna sneeze. Okay. This one is Sarah Stewart Hardman. Some of these I just forgot I was working on. That's what happens when you have a ton of WIPs. This Sarah Stewart Hardman, beautiful piece. I'm doing this on a limited edition piece of coloring cotton. I think it came in a, oh, look at me. Huh, having the order done all the way around. Forgot I was that far. Huh, go me. Even did some over one. This one needs some love. Man, that's a pretty fabric. Really pretty. So I'm able to film all this afternoon in complete solitude because Jim's tabletop RPG group that usually meets on Tuesdays, they ended up meeting today at noon, and they're gaming until like probably tonight. So yeah, I'm good. Nobody's coming home in the immediate future. Man, this is sad I haven't put in any more work on this one, considering it was designed with me in mind. This is Emily's house. If you have not seen this before, the lovely Lindy Stitches, Stephanie Webb, designed this and released it. And I picked out all the colors, and at the time I made a whole bunch of project bags, which the crazy thing is, mine isn't even in the project bag that I made, which I should probably fix. Man, this is pretty. I love it so much. And it has Buster and Phoebe, not Phoebe, Phoebe's my old cat. Buster and Dharma on it. They're sitting on the roof. Gosh, this needs some love. I'm a terrible friend, Stephanie. I'm a terrible friend. And Stephanie, if you are watching this, if you have the time, I know that you are a designer and you don't have time to watch all the Flosstube. But my husband, Jim, is obsessed with your cats. Ridiculously obsessed with your cats. In fact, there's a couple of Flosstubers where he's obsessed with your cats, and he doesn't call you by your name. He calls you Walter's mom. He'll walk in the room and he'll be like, "Is that Walter's mom?" Yeah, it's Walter's mom. Oh, this one's pretty too. This is the first, I think, I could be wrong. I believe this is the first hats that I ever started, and I really need to get some progress on it. This is Miss Mary Ann Bourne's. I think it's the first one they ever released, which was before I got back into stitching again. But it's so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. I end up taking these books apart. I take the staples out because it's just easier for me to work with them that way. It's a huge ass piece of fabric. This needs some more love. Man, that's a pretty piece of fabric. I wish I remember what color it was, because I would like to have another piece of this. There's some browns that are like this one that is just a nice, rich, warm brown. Okay, that's a terrible folding job. It really needs to be folded back the way it was. Man, it's pretty. It's so pretty. Those colors are gorgeous on that fabric. Arg. Letitia, this is the one I started with you, honey. I'm terrible. I'm terrible because you may have finished yours, or at least you have a tremendous amount done. This is Ottoman Tiles, and I have barely any done, and I don't even remember what's the top and what's the bottom. I don't even have it up. This is by Vivian Powers. She sells on Etsy, and she really does have some really beautiful pieces. And I, because I'm me, did some color changing. Should be more organized, but it's not. This would be fun to work on one day. I love a piece that ends up being full coverage, but doesn't have confetti. Really pretty. This is a beautiful gifted bag. Oh, this one is one I'm working on for a friend of mine who doesn't stitch. I restarted it. I restarted it when she had a stroke in 2020. She's doing fine, but I should give this some more love. I am just doing from like my finger down, no border. This is Portuguese Bird Sampler by Barbara Anna Designs, and it is so pretty. Maybe I'm not doing, I don't remember what I'm doing. Who knows what I'm doing? But I should definitely finish this section in the verse. And I think that's what I wanted to do for her, was just this section across in the verse. Because the verse is, tell me you knowing and discerning few, where I may find a friend both firm and true. It's that verse. We have been friends since we were 15 years old. We're both 40. So there's that. She actually texted me this morning. It was a picture of a Ouija board cutting board, and it said, I'm gonna have to get rid of this thing. It keeps bringing the chicken back to life. Made me laugh. This is another piece I would like to get some love in on. There was a period of time where everybody was working on Carolyn Manning designs, and she has all of these different like pieced quilt designs where it's basically just geometric. I've a little over, maybe about a quarter done. It's beautiful. This one is treetops. There's all my DMC. And this one in a beer bag. Like you do. Like you do. Come on. Oh. These are the in-the-moment decisions that we're making. Starry Night Sampler. Olivia, I have got to work on this one. We started this one together. You finished yours because you're amazing. And we were both changing colors. This is by the City Stitcher. She turned hers into a Bob Dylan tribute. No, a Tom Petty tribute. And mine, I was going to, gosh, I have so much done. This is going over here to work on more. I've got to get some work done on this. I'm not holding it up long enough. That is ridiculous. Emily Savaro. What are you doing with your life? And this is a bag that Olivia made me. So I would really like to be able to put something new in that. Taking a quick break. Okay. Let's see what's next. I don't really love this one anymore. This one is an old Kathy Barrick called Swan Garden. And I had started it on a piece of 32 count dusk. And I think I can get rid of this one. No longer feeling that. So there, it's going there. This can go back in my, I just don't like the fabric I was doing it on. I don't like anything about it. So this will go back in my charts, and it's a bag I can use for something. Guys, I don't even think I'm going to pull this one out. Back in the day, oh my god, yeah, we're not pulling this out. This is my chatelaine. I'll just pull out the stitching. I am not a chatelaine person, and I really wanted to be, but I'm just not. I got the center part kind of done, and I'm just not a chatelaine person. I'm not. Maybe one day in the future I will want to pull this out again, but in the meantime it's going under the bed. That is taking up a lot of shelf real estate. Oh, this is a fun one. This is Haunted House Sampler. I love this one. This is the one where I got a little pissed off though, because they were like, limited edition, and then they just widely released it. So there's that. This is Haunted House Sampler by Twin Peak Primitives. And I did a conversion to some overdyed threads. I'm doing this on Weeks Dye Works Gray. And it is so cool. But not a limited edition. Whatever. People can do whatever they want to do with their stuff. Just feels a little deceptive. All my threads. That's going over here. This isn't even a WIP. I haven't started this. I'm not sure what it's doing over here. It needs to go over there. Abby, I started this with you, honey. I started it because I really wanted to start something with you, but I don't really love it. I feel like a bad friend. This is Nottingham by Kathy Barrick. And I darkened some colors. And this is where I'm at. I mean, I'm just not in love with it. I should be in love with it maybe, but I'm not. So, I'm not getting rid of it. It may call to me in the future. That day is not today. It's going under the bed. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. This needs lots of love. This is the Sarcy Girl 2020 Pandemic Sampler. I've got to work on this. I dyed a piece of linen for it, and I'm completely freaking in love with it. And I really thought I had more done than this. I'm a little embarrassed now. But yeah. Gosh, that's pretty. What chicken? It ain't chicken. Say hello to your mother for me. And I love this bag. Freaking love this bag. So cool. Yeah. It's going over here. Speaking of pandemic, this is another different pandemic sampler. Oh, it is pretty. I was just saying I'm not a big long dog person, but this is a good one. Started this with some friends that I'm a terrible friend and haven't really talked to lately. This was released for free for a little while in the early pandemic. And it's really beautiful. And I ordered a ton of this dark truffle. It's like a purple brown. Man, it is really pretty. And I'm doing it on vintage sand dune. Like, I gave up a piece of lakeside for this, and it's just sitting here. And in my head, I was thinking about this piece, and I was like, I should really just cut that stitching off and use that for something else. But it's really pretty. I mean, I should work on this some more, right? Because there's just something about that dark and the sand dune. If it was completely finished and framed, I mean, that would be breathtaking. It's going over here. I really thought I might unkit that, and it's going in the stitch on stack. What are you? Yeah. This is my potential cultural appropriation bag. But I love it. Okay, there's two in here. The first is Native American Tapestry by Native Son. And this is the piece. It's an old chart. And I have barely done anything on this. I really like it. I don't think I like this fabric anymore. I think I would restart this on something different. So that's what's going to happen. I don't like this fabric at all. It's going over here. So this is going back in my chart stash. And this one, I bought the kit and changed the fabric. And can we talk about how my entire chart isn't even in here? And I think it may have gotten away. This is just the bottom half of this chart. I don't know where the rest of it is. This is disorganization at its finest. I bought this and started her because of my dad's love of old westerns and just this whole culture. I mean, he would spend an entire, if he had nothing to do on a Saturday, he would just spend the whole Saturday watching like old like cowboys and Indian movies, for lack of a better term. And he loved it, and he would have loved her. But now I don't even know where, I don't even have the whole chart for this. And I don't think I like this fabric anymore. It's too mottled. So this is getting unkitted. I mean, I have like beads and treasure braid, but not the whole chart. Maybe I'll pin these together, but I don't like the fabric anymore, so it's definitely getting undone. Anyway, so that frees up this bag. Crazy. I've been dragging this piece around to retreats for years and it's still not finished. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. This is Elizabeth's Needlework Designs Antique Animal Sampler. Get your life together, Emily. Do I even like this anymore? I don't know if I do. I think, yeah, I think I do. I'm just not sure I like the fabric. It's Wexford, but it's blue. What do we think? Do we like this? Honestly, maybe I should finish it because it's really cool. And maybe I have somebody make a bag out of it. It would be a decent sized bag. Maybe that's what I'll do, because it is pretty. Yeah. I still like it. It's got some good memories in it because I did take this to a lot of retreats. So that still needs love. And we're going to keep working on it. Not everything has to be framed. If you can't imagine putting it on your wall, but it still brings you joy, what else could you do with it? That could be made into a bag, and I could continue to enjoy it, but not put it on my wall. Ooh, forgot about this girl. This is a Scarlet Letter sampler. It's very orange. I was in a very orange phase when I chose this fabric and did a lot of converting of threads because I wanted to do it in overdyed cottons, and this called for DMC. This is 1838 Elizabeth Masterton, a Scottish sampler from the Scarlet Letter. So I have a lot of these threads for it. And I was doing this on a piece of, I think this is dill, and I don't think they make dill anymore. Maybe this isn't dill. I don't know. I have it written down somewhere. I love orange. It's one of my favorite colors. This is a lot of orange, but like in my head, I think that's too much. But then when I hold it up like this, I think it looks really pretty. I like it, and I need to work on that some more. And especially once I get more of those jewel tones and stuff in there, it's going to be really pretty. Need some love. Too many things are going over here now. This one is... This one was a great idea. But now I think I would like to do one of the smaller ones that they have come out with since. And I don't know. This is Big Blue Ship, or it's Big Red Ship of Life by Ink Circles. Olivia finished this. She has it framed in her dining room. It's a gorgeous tapestry. And I was going to do Big Blue Ship, and I was choosing where I was changing colors. And I just don't love this anymore, and I'm not happy. I don't like the blue. I don't think I like anything about this anymore to continue working on it. So this is going under the bed. That's too much work to try to finish it. It's just, it's not gonna work. And maybe eventually, maybe I'll get one of the smaller ones and do that in a different color on a different fabric under the bed. This is such an old bag. This is one of the first bags that I ever made. Look how wonky this is. So wonky. I do freaking love this fabric though. Look at those skeletons at a saloon. This is on Zweigart. No, yes. Yes, Zweigart flax that I dyed myself. Look at me. I had to have this chart, and someone sent it to me. And I have not touched it. And it may... Beth, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought I was gonna love this, and I've done that much. It's still pretty. It's still pretty. And when I look at the fabric and the colors that I'm switching it to, it's prettier. I should probably re-kit it, because I have the old colors and the new colors that I'm changing it to. I should probably re-kit it and work on this. But alas, there's so many things. Maybe it goes under the bed for a little while. It's a lot. This is the Emily's house bag. And in it, it has Ann Thomas. Man, this is a pretty one. This is Ann Thomas by Hands Across the Sea Samplers. I'm doing this on a dark piece of fabric that I dyed. And it's so pretty. I kind of forgot how pretty this was. Man, that is pretty. Yeah, I had this piece of linen and I played with some dye until I got it to a shade that I was like, you know what, that could be cool. I should work on that again. But I'm not going to put it over here. Not everything can go over there. This one is getting unkitted because I special ordered this fabric for this and I no longer like it for this. This is the Houses of Hawkran Hollow. I still want to do this, just not on this color. This is Christmas at Williamsburg by Under the Sea Fabrics, and it's just too bright. Like at the time that I picked it out, I was like, that is exactly what I want. I even saw it in person, and I was like, that is exactly what I want. And now I think I'm going to just do something, maybe make a little pillow out of the house. And one day I will do Houses of Hawkran Hollow on something else. And that frees up this bag, which is actually one of my favorite bags that I've ever made. So there's that. Speaking of favorite bags that I've made, this is one I'm selling with my sister wives. This one I'm doing with Ellen and Olivia and Megan. And I really need to give this more love. I have done nothing, ladies. Like nothing. Here we go. This is an old Exemplars from the Heart pattern. This is going over here to get some love. Even if it's just stitched on once this year, I've got to do something on it. And I'm looking at my fabric choice and thinking, how weird of a fabric choice is that? But I kind of love it, even though it's weird. I'm a terrible friend. But I vow to do better. This one I started for my mom. I was going to gift it to her. And I have got to do some work on it if I'm actually going to do that. And yes, it's really weird that it's on pink fabric, but I thought she would like it. Her maiden name is Fowler. So this is Emma Fowler, a reproduction sampler. It's really pretty. I need to kit this the way that I like for things to be kitted, where I've got all the DMC in here and do some work on this. So this one needs some attention to organize. So let's put this one up here. Lazy Bear. I am not sure I love the fabric for this one anymore, but I've put so much work into it. I don't hate the fabric, and I have a plan. I have a plan. I don't know, now that I look at it again, maybe it's kind of cool. It's kind of a purpley color. This is Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain by Kathy Barrick. I have a decent amount done. Not done completely with the top half, but I'm getting there. I can't tell what you can see. There we go. I mean, I think it looks great. These aren't the call for threads. I'm kind of using some of the original DMC, and then some of the larger things like the houses, I'm pulling some overdyes and using them. And it's just a really fun piece. I had thought that once I finish it, maybe I would give it a quick dip in like some khaki color RIT or something to kind of brown up the fabric just a bit. I may still do that, but I don't feel like I have to do that. I still like it. Let's go over here. I freaking love these bats on this bag, but this is a wonky bag that I made when I first started making bags. So wonky. But just like with anything, you're never good in the very beginning. Like, getting good at something doesn't happen immediately. You have to practice. This is Love Never Fails by Barbara Anna Designs. And this is one that I would like to finish. I did some color adjustments to it. I'm doing it on a funky piece of fabric, but I like it. It's weird, and it's not really something that I would pick out and do anymore, but I still want to push forward with it and finish it because I still like it. Probably gonna give the guy a beard, like my gem. Guys, Buster is gonna be 15 years old this year. He's getting older. This is such a cool sampler. And Emptage 1845. It's definitely a beautiful reproduction sampler. I'm doing it on a darker piece of linen. I honestly had forgotten I was doing it on a darker piece of linen. I should measure this. That doesn't look big enough. Not really looking big enough. Hey, buddy. Hey, what are you doing? You just hanging out in the doorway? Did you hear me say your name? Huh? Did you hear me talking about how old you are? Come on. Meow, meow. 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 You want to say hello? Is the fan going? It's my sweet boy. You smell like you were just in the litter box. You smell like clay litter. I'm gonna put you down right there. Okay. Death by Cross Stitch. This piece is my nemesis. I love it and hate it at the same time. This is probably my oldest WIP. I need to just get to a point that I can be done with it. Or I need to figure out a way. I don't know. I love it and hate it. If you don't know Death by Cross Stitch, because it's an older design, if you're newer, I can't find the cover sheet, but it's huge. It's big. It will take up this whole piece. And I was doing it in this patchwork of color. And I was doing it in a mix of like cottons and silks and honestly just whatever I pulled. It's funny, like I look at it and I feel like my stitching has gotten neater over the years since I started this one. Like I look at some of the early stitching on this and go, oh, my stitching's a little cleaner now. This one needs some attention this year. This is Red Deer Sampler by GGR. It's one of my favorite samplers ever. And I'm doing it on a piece of Lakeside Linen Vintage Cedar Plank. Oh, I'd forgotten I'd started the deer. Making sure that I'm showing it. I mean, I've got a lot done on this. Needs more attention. You purring away, buddy? Is Mom making a mess on the floor? This is one that I'm doing, it's like my only piece on 40 count with silks, just for the experience of it. And it's fine. I mean, I can say that I've done it once I finish it. I'm doing this one with Natasha. And Natasha, I should really pull this back out again. Like I said, it's fine. Do I love it? No. But I should finish it. This looks like cedar plank that I'm doing it on. It looks like a piece of 40 count cedar plank. And I don't love working with silks either. I know people who love them. And they feel really nice. It's fine. Anniversaries of the Heart. This one is because of Olivia at Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. And I have done 2 blocks. I've done the one for my parents, and I've done the one for Jim's brother and his wife. And that's it. And I need to get some more work done. And I have all of the other ones all planned out. I know who's going to be in what block. I need to do more. I have like, this needs some love. I'm going to put this one over here, and I think I stopped working on this one because I think I was going to do some look at how to chart the next one about the time that we had to move out of my old office, which makes sense. That would have thrown a kink in everything and caused me to not want to work on that. This is Jane Tyndall by Needlework Press. I charted a new verse to go on the inside, but I have not started said verse, but I did work the border all the way around. Look at me go. That's about all I got done. Also needs some love. Man, that's a pretty piece. I just love the red cows. There's no not loving the red cows. Some of these may have to get pulled out of this stack. They may not all fit in my downstairs basket. This one I've already told myself I'm finishing this year, because this year is mine and Jim's 10-year anniversary, and I started this piece as kind of a sampler for the 2 of us, and I put, this is 7 Sheep by the Scarlet House, and I took out this middle section of verse and I charted in the words to Led Zeppelin's The Rain Song. So last I worked on it, I got those words in. And I just need to finish it up. And I would like to get it done and framed and surprise him with it for our anniversary. He loves Led Zeppelin, and he chose this song for us. And like, I can remember we eloped, and so we didn't have like a traditional wedding or anything like that, which we really didn't care about. But he had told me that he always imagined dancing with his wife to that song at his wedding. So he put it on the record player one night, and we just danced in our living room. And it's a really good memory, and it kind of sparked stitching on this piece. This is Cloud's Factory Haunted House, which is just a silly little piece, but I love it. It's kind of goofy, but it's so much fun to stitch on. Like, this is so not characteristically Emily, but it's really fun. I mean, look how cool that is. I've been pulling this out on the 13th or during dark October and just really enjoying it. And of course, I changed the colors on this one, so there's a lot of threads in here that aren't what's called for. This is Charlotte Clayton, which I think I have almost nothing done on. It's the Charlotte Clayton sampler. It's been finished by Nicole of Nicole's Needlework. If you Google it, actually, stuff's falling off the couch. If you Google it, her finish should show up pretty quickly in a Google image search. And I just love the cats. This feels like a piece of maybe Lakeside Sand Dune. Do I really only have some border done? That's sad. That is sad, sad, sad. It's a huge piece of linen. I'm not even sure because I've only done the border. I would assume this is the top. But I do not know that. Huh. All these threads in here. I think I didn't work on this one more because I think I wanted to do a lot of looking at the colors and what's called for, and just never wanted to put the effort into it. I love and hate color conversions. Sometimes they just come right out of me and they're easy, and sometimes it's quite the chore. Maria Finney. This is a pretty one. This is the antique of Maria Finney. This looks like a piece of XG Designs fabric. Really pretty. Trying to maneuver around all this stuff in the bag. We're getting there. It's gonna be like a 2-hour video. It's gonna be like a movie. This one doesn't even have a, oh, this is kind of a random bag. This has this in it, which I need to finish. This is Little Summer Sampler by Lottie Daw. Which I have mostly done. Why have I not just finished it? That is the question. So that needs to get finished. And then I once went to Megan's house, my friend, local friend Megan, to stitch and didn't take any stitching. So this is actually kitted by Megan, so I had something to stitch while I was there. And this is dried sage on a 32 count piece of Legacy. This is Summer House Stitchworks. Megan, I need you to come back to your house and work on this again. Terrible. Terrible friend. Oh, my back is killing me. I am probably, once I finish this, I'm going to quickly, not even really do much editing at all, and get this started uploading. Take some naproxen, and I'm watching The Devil in Ohio, and I think I won't stitch for a little while and just watch some Devil in Ohio because it's good. This is Heartstring Samplery Berry Bowl Sampler. This is the piece where you stitch 2 pieces of linen together and do it. So this is a piece of green linen and a piece of beige linen, and I love it. But it's awkward. I need to trim this on the back. Yeah, I need to trim that down and figure out what I'm doing and get some more work done on this. And like, I'm not even sure. I think I would have to send this to be framed. I don't think my local people would know how to deal with this. And am I still happy with the green and the cream? I mean, I don't think I would want to do that over. What do you guys think? Thoughts? Maybe I just want to do it on one solid piece. I don't know. I don't know what I want. I think I need to fold it up, put it in this stack, pull it out and work on it some more and see how I feel. Because I've actually been thinking about this piece a lot and how much I want to see it finished. But then I pull it out and I'm like, oh, that fabric's really green. Megan, this is when we started for your birthday, honey. And I put it in this bag that you gave me. And I think we both need to work on this. This is Vintage Bird Sampler by Jeanette Douglas. Look at all those Algerian eyelets. Go me. This should get pulled out for your birthday this year. For sure. I think I said that last year, though. Man. Speaking of beasts, here's my Dutch Beauty. I mean, this is like a whole yard of fabric. I should work on this one again. What do you think, Buster? I had found a yard of Picture This Plus Mellow, like on clearance for some reason. They may not make Mellow anymore. And so I bought it and overdyed it because Mellow is like a butter yellow color. It's not beautiful. Here's Dutch Beauty finished. I have done this part. So there's that. Getting there. Oh, this is Mary Argent. I started this for my birthday a couple of years ago. This is a kit that you can get from Country Sampler. Comes with the threads and the chart and linen. And it has some specialty stitches. And it's very beautiful. I'm doing mine on a piece of Lakeside Linen's vintage exemplar. So this isn't what came with it. I believe this is the linen that Nicole of Nicole's Needlework was doing hers on, and I loved it. So I had a piece and started it. It's really fun to work on. Those satin stitches are a beast. And this bag was a gift from Diana. Speaking of which, I think these earrings were a gift from Diana. Also, I tried some liquid liner today. I don't know if you can tell. Not sure about it. Not sure how I feel about. I'm not a person that usually wears a lot of makeup, but I thought, you know, sometimes you just want to do a little extra. You want to curl your hair, you want to put on some makeup, you want to do your nails. I've also been feeling a little chunky lately, so upping my enjoyment of all of the rest of the parts of my body, probably where that's coming from. I also need to finish this. This is Henna Mandala by Ink Circles. And I need to finish it because I actually think I want to gift it to one of my nieces. My middle niece is a lot like me. Like, we have a lot of the same tastes and personality, although she is way more extroverted and in your face than I am. But she got married in October, and she and her new husband moved into their house, and like most of their house has kind of a boho vibe and is this color orange. So I'd really like to finish this and put it in a little frame for her. In fact, her living room is completely this color. Like, I bought the rug for them off their registry, and it's just this beautiful burnt orange patterned rug. Speaking of gifts, this one is one I'm converting the colors on and working on for my sister. This is Little House Needleworks ABC sampler, and I'm doing it all together in one piece. And I started this for her a hot minute ago, some 36 count ale. This is totally her taste. She loves the like primitive country look. Her house still has checkered curtains because that's her jam. So she will love this. She loves burgundy. Burgundies and reds are her favorites. And if you're a new viewer, you may not know, but my sister has had a rough couple of years. Her husband had a series of massive strokes in 2020 and traumatic brain injury, and he actually passed away in April of last year. Gosh, I mean, time just, it feels like it just slips away. So, you know, I just try to do all kinds of nice stuff for her, show her how much I love her and how much I support her. She gets random Amazon Prime gifts from me in the mail. Like, I'll be like, you know, my sister might enjoy a new hand lotion. So, you know, that's something that you can easily do for somebody that you care about and you're thinking about. Like, use Amazon Prime and just ship it to their house and put a little gift note in there. Like, I grabbed my favorite hand lotion, which is Soap and Glory, the hand food. If you haven't tried that, you should. So I just got a bottle of that and had it shipped to her. And I was like, hope you love this. It's my favorite. It's an easy, inexpensive way to just make somebody's day. This is Jane Baxter. by Victorian Rose Needle Arts. I'm using the Country Sampler conversion. And I'm doing this on a piece of Lakeside Linen's vintage maple sugar syrup. One of the two. I think it's maple sugar. A lot of purples and reds. It's a funky chart. It's kind of cool. Not all these can stay. This is getting ridiculous, but this stack looks better. This is Jane Hearth. Which was the start for my year of funky colors. I need to get some more work done on this because I really want to do that center flower to make sure that I love this linen. And I think I do love this linen. This is a smaller sampler, if you like how funky it is. I should just work on this one until I finish it in the near future and free up this awesome bag for another larger piece. Because this bag is cool. Last one. Last one. This is Ann Roberts. And this has actually been on my pull out and work on list. I almost switched to this before I did this video. Ann Roberts by Hands Across the Sea sampler. I think this is also in a piece of exemplar. It's a gorgeous linen. The border is just beautiful. And that's the only thing I changed. I changed that turquoise color to DMC 3810 because I wanted it to be a little bit more vivid. It's not this bright, the called for. Year of Funky Colors, the year I started it, let me tell you. So y'all, that's it. I've made a gigantic mess. And now I have to clean up said gigantic mess before I can enjoy the rest of my day and get this up and uploaded for you guys. And I hope you love it. I hope you enjoy it. One of the videos that will be coming from me within the next month, probably. So here's weird things. I went with my sister about 3 weeks ago and we got our nails done. Not these. I have never, one time I think, 20 something years ago, have I had my nails done. And so it's just not something I've ever done. I've never painted my nails. I've never done my nails. But I really liked it. And I thought, this makes me feel pretty. So I would like to continue to have my nails done or do my nails. And it was something nice to do with my sister. We went together. It's expensive. And we went where she lives, which is one of the cheapest cost of living areas in the state of Georgia. So it is twice as much to get your nails done where I live, an hour away. Twice as much. So I was like, there's no way I'm paying for this. So, and on top of that, like, I'm an introverted person and I got such anxiety thinking about finding a local nail salon, figuring out how to make an appointment, knowing nothing about nails and how to tell them what I wanted, and having to make small talk with a nail technician. I talked myself out of it. I started to make and canceled an online appointment like 5 times. So then I was like, screw this. And I went on Amazon and I found a DIY gel nail kit that comes with like a set of like 12 nail colors and like some tools and then the UV light. So I did these myself and I'm kind of proud of myself. So, you know, there's that. Here's the weird part though. The weird part is I did all this research and reading about nails and settled on a kit which cost me what getting my nails done once here would cost me. Riddle me how that makes sense. So I did that and I ordered the kit and it was like, okay, you know, Amazon will be at your house in 2 days. Overnight, I get an email from this company in Los Angeles saying that they've been watching my channel for some time and they really want to send me some free gel nail polishes if I agree to do either a full video or a segment of a video. Isn't that crazy? Like, just our search information and all of our information is just being sold and given to people. But like, I mean, whatevs, I'm getting free stuff, so I don't care. And I will do a video on that once I receive it, and I'll tell you guys what I think about it. And maybe you'll like it, maybe you'll order some. But for now, hold up. What I ordered was this Beetles. That's the company that I ordered from. And I will show you the colors that I got from them. I'm wearing this one, this like taupe color. But I was like, those are fun. I'll use those. The ones, and you could choose what you wanted from the other company too. And they're sending me a lot of more, like I chose like some neutral grays and things like that. So I don't know. I'm excited to be able to do that a little. But this video is 2 hours long, so we're going to stop it. And I will see you guys soon. Get your Duck Derby donations together. Reach out to me, and we'll chat about how, you know, give you my address and whatnot. You can send those to me. And I'll see you soon. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts on any of the projects that I've shown you, things that I'm discarding, things that are going under the bed, things that are in my to work on soon pile, and we'll chat. Bye guys.